I don't think that Miami shit was luck, bro. I mean, when you get to the finals twice, I don't think that shit is luck.
But was it a window? I ain't gonna say it was lucky either, but was it a real window? Have you ever looked at them as contenders for real?
They were never ever
They
looked
were
to win
never
the series.
favored, but I mean, when you been like again, when you've been there twice, it's been a window. So I have to call it what it is. Whether or not we believe they were supposed to be there or not, these niggas have been battling Boston for the longest time, and we see one of the times where Boston didn't have to see them, they got to the chip again and they won. Because I don't think Boston had to see. Did they have to see Miami that time they went a couple years
Yeah,
ago?
they played Miami this year. It's just Jimmy Butler was hurt.
Nah, they didn't play
And
them, did they?
They did
yeah,
play
I
in the
Miami.
thought
first
Milwaukee
round.
played them. Wait, no,
Nah,
who did Milwaukee play?
in the first round
Yeah,
they
They
played
played
Indiana,
Halliburton.
right?
you
Yeah, they played
right,
Halliburton.
you right. Okay, so again, but so
Jimmy was just hurt though, so it
yeah.
don't
Okay,
really count like that.
but now, but we see the first time they ain't got to face a healthy Miami team. I mean, regardless, I mean, I still want to see it just to kind of see, because I mean they've never been favored anytime they played Boston in the playoffs.
And I think I don't
Because the
know.
only reason
I,
why
I
I
I
say it's
can't
not
say
luck,
they really
bro.
had no real window, bro.
Hey man, I'll say 2020 to not this to whenever Jokic got that chip again. I think that was their window.
I think when I
As
say
much
window,
as much
it's
as
like we
we
really think they have a real chance of winning the championship. I don't think nobody ever thought like getting to a chip
I'm not even
versus
gonna
think
say
I
so
don't
much.
know.
I think a window to me is that because that one year where they was in that play-in and everything, I don't think that shit would have happened again, mind you. But man, these motherfuckers, I knew it was gonna happen. But pretty much that year where they did go to the NBA Finals against the Nuggets, and they fucking was like what a seventh, eighth seed. I think that's been the only bad successful year they've had, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I never
So
really did no
it's just one of
championships
the
in my
things
life,
to
bro.
me, bro. I think the definition of a window is that I don't think you have to be favored, but if you have the personnel to at least make it to the playoffs, from
Just
there
best
it's just
chance.
the luck of the draw. Like you got a chance. So I think it's still a window because it's like nigga, it's 15 teams in each conference, and only shit. Well, now 6 of them are guaranteed to make it. The last 2 niggas in the 7-8 got to fight for their spot just to make it to the playoffs. So it's just one of the things to me where if with Miami, I felt like they were a team that we could say was going to at least make it to the playoffs. I see that as a window. Now from there, that's when we can dissect. Okay, does this coach have the right personnel for what he's trying to do, or is he just not using his personnel to the best of his advantage? That's why with me, I feel like Eric Spoelstra has gotten the absolute max out of this roster. I don't think he can get anything else out of them. They got that one game against Boston last year in the playoffs, and them niggas got to play like that for every game in the playoffs, which just was not going to happen.
I get what you're saying, but
Like just
I don't
like
never
just
think
like just like
Miami
if
is a
I had
real
to
thing
transition
ever
into
for real.
football, right? People give the Cowboys a playoff a window just because they always have a good
See, that's
ass
a
record.
playoff window. So you don't even think Miami gonna
Well,
make
no,
the
not a
playoff?
playoff
Oh, so
window.
you don't even
They give them a window just because they've made it to the play. They can easily get to the playoffs. The niggas gonna win at least 12 games. So a lot of them look at that as a window. Like, okay, nigga, we know you gonna get there. The
okay.
window was open. You only got to win 3-4 games to win this motherfucker. It ain't like basketball where you got to win 16 of them.
Look, Chris, you on the same board with him in terms of this window situation.
I've never seen them as a team that could have won. So no, I don't think they ever really had a window of winning. Even if they got to the final, there was never a team in the West that I thought would lose to them ever.
And Chris, do you think they could even make the playoffs this year? Are you saying you don't even think they're gonna make the playoffs, Chris?
I think they can sneak in, and that wouldn't surprise me at all. But
I think they still gonna get in there, but I don't think it's gonna be just a. I don't think it's gonna be a solidified
if you
thing.
think they could
Me
still get
personally,
into
because
into the playoffs, then I think that's pretty much how we've been
I'm not as
feeling about them.
So
no,
I'll just
but
talk about me. The reason why I feel like their window was closed is because I'm not as confident of them getting into a top 6 seed in the playoffs the way I once was.
Okay. Like they window as being a top 4 upper echelon East team.
Yeah, like even like top
Yeah.
4, but even still could get to a finals because I still trusted the coaching of Eric Spoelstra over anybody he ever had to go up against. I still trusted that. But now it's just okay, niggas are getting older. Jimmy Butler cannot be your superstar on your team anymore. Like
no,
that's who Jimmy Butler was for the Miami Heat since they signed him. But he cannot be your number. You got away with him being your number 1 option for years, and you were successful. You can't knock that. You did something with Jimmy Butler that no other coach could do. But you couldn't close the door and get a chip in the 2 times that you went.
So what you think the Heat ceiling is this season?
Man, them boys be lucky if they get a 6 seed. Just because I mean, right now, just with the additions and everything, and just the way that we see these teams look, I'm still taking Philly. I'm taking New York. I'm taking Milwaukee. I'm taking Boston. Shit, if the Hornets,
always been.
Huh?
Cleveland, Magic,
Cleveland, Orlando.
Okay.
Too many
They
teams
done.
are caught up. Too many
They're
teams are caught
done.
up. They didn't have to worry about Cleveland when they did not have to worry about Cleveland a couple of years ago. They didn't have to worry about Orlando a couple of years ago. They didn't have to worry about Indiana a couple of years ago. We need to see what Atlanta's going to do. We got to see what Charlotte's going to look like when they healthy. They got too many more teams to worry about in the Eastern Conference where it was real top heavy. It was Milwaukee, Boston, Philly, and Miami. Them was the top 4. But now you got these other teams catching up. You got Paolo in Orlando. You got Donovan that got traded to Cleveland. You got too many teams you got to worry about now. A lot of niggas don't want to say it. The talent level may not be in the East, but that motherfucker is getting crowded.
Yeah,
it ain't all top heavy the way that we used to think it was.
Speak on that.
Yeah, I okay. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Because now they probably not even gonna be a top 5 seed, basically, and they borderline. They damn near in the same position as the Warriors.
My thing is this: when we used to talk about Miami, even with that, even when we was talking about the I ain't gonna say they that bad.
So what tier are they in? If you had to put them in a tier, Chris, what tier would Miami be in? Because that's interesting.
They're a playing team, man. They're a playing team. They're that playing team you don't necessarily want to see, but you'll still beat them.
Man, I wouldn't mind. See, that's scary. Everybody, man, oh no, I don't want to put Miami bring your ass. I wish they was in the West so we could play them. Like, man, bro. Sometimes I get you play who in front of you, but sometimes people just gotta acknowledge fluke ass runs. Like the Pacers had a fluke run, they're not getting back. The Heat had a fluke run a couple years ago, they're not getting back.
I'm not gonna call
Giannis was hurt
because they did it multiple times.
They fluke. It was a fluke plays.
Dude, who did they have to? They beat the Celtics. They beat the Celtics to go to the finals. There ain't no fluke in that.
Man, Celtics mother. What do I call that? They didn't rise to the occasion, bro. And Tatum kind of got hurt, bro. Same thing with Giannis. I ain't going for that. They beat the Knicks. For sure.
They beat the Celtics too. I don't want to hear it. You don't let the Heat get a 3-0 on you. I don't care. So the Heat went and took that.
No, you're right. You're right.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can look comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind. Need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line. Any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I would never quit.